One, two, three. We don't welcome everybody today to Mom and Dad House. Where our favorite two people are Mom and Dad, and we have Hantie. How y'all doing in this wonderful snow blizzard era? In
You
January?
have it there too?
No, no, no.
Oh,
You can come and see me. No snow. anyway, we have a
But the
wonderful.
planes are not grounded.
Yes, planes are not grounded here. All right. With that in mind, we have a wonderful topic today. It's found in Independent. The article is Friday, January 12th, 2024. And it's an interesting article. It says this: Moms for Liberty school board member arrested for shoplifting from Target. A Tennessee school board member tied to the conservative group Moms for Liberty was arrested for allegedly shoplifting from Target on 7 different occasions. Carrie Blair, 43, was arrested on January 5th for property theft charges after purportedly skip scanning items at Target self-checkout stations 7 different times between the 25th of November and the 20th of December. A Collierville police spokesperson said. This Collierville spokesperson said this. The alleged stolen items amounted to $728.61. Blair has served as part of the Collierville board, but resigned following the charges against her, citing personal and family reasons. Jennifer Martin, chair of the Shelby County chapter of Moms for Liberty, said the group did not officially endorse Blair in the 2022 race for the Collierville school board seat, but she did receive financial contributions from Patricia Woodard, the treasurer of the local Moms for the Liberty chapter, according to Newsweek. So what's interesting is that this white ring group that, however it happens, they endorsed more than 270 candidates nationwide, school board elections in 22, notably in states like Florida, in an effort to overhaul education infrastructure across the country and restrict access to books, classroom materials, and honest discussion of race, racism, LGBT people, and gender and sexuality in the classroom. However, the group's success dwindled in 2023. However, because the majority of the 130 candidates from the group they endorsed lost their seats. So, following her resignation, and basically, this is what she said. When I started, this is what Blair said. When I started, it was, it's too right, it's too conservative. But as I talked to people, was out in the community, a lot was saying true to the things I started out with in the community. She told the Memphimian, after winning the election. Following her school board election chairman, she expressed her thanks to the school board. Wright Cox expressed his thanks to Blair for her service to the community and her commitment to public education. And she resigned, reciting family and personal issues. What are your thoughts on this story?
It's amazing how not everybody, but some people have a higher expectation of other people than they do themselves.
Yeah.
What it was saying, you don't throw rocks at your own window.
Like, you have these high moral values, and the Bible's still right. Thou shalt not steal. Maybe she didn't know how to scan. I don't know how this is going to work out.
I really think, and we've all gone through scanners, that she's a kleptomaniac. That's a weakness, and psychological weakness.
She may not even have a conscience of that what she's doing is wrong. I had an experience at a checkout there at Walmart one day, and I got to my car with an item in my bag that I didn't run the scanner because I have a bag, my own bag that I put stuff in, but then I bag up the things, But this was an oversight. I got out to my car and I realized that whatever I picked up, it had not gone through the scanner. I went back into the store, where the lady was, with the checkout. Out, and I explained to her, I said, I had this in my bag, and I didn't realize that I hadn't run it through the scanner. And I took out the money right there and gave it to her. So I say all that to say this, that some people, it's a normal thing to steal. Don't have a conscience that they have done something wrong. So that's my take on it.
Hantie, what is your thoughts?
Well, while you were reading it, I was wondering why. Number one, I should have written it down. Number one thing was why were they giving? Did I understand that right? That they collected money to give to her?
No, what happened is that this woman who won this election, she had ties to the conservative group Moms for Liberty, but it wasn't the Moms for Liberty that supported her. It was one of the people in Moms for Liberty who's happened to be the treasurer of this chapter. Donate money to her campaign. Like I said, it gets a little weird after that, but they specified it that that's how it went down. So she had ties to a conservative group with so-called values. You know what I'm saying?
And in case she needed them one day,
to bail her out.
but the other thing I was gonna say was I wonder if in between times she went to a real checkout, or did she always go to self-checkout? I mean, so she must have known that what she was doing.
Yes.
And otherwise she would have, gone to a real checkout and then done her self-checkout, and then, just don't be self-checkout. I would look a little bit differently on that. But I'm no judge. I'm no judge. I ain't gonna judge her.
Hopefully she had a Merry Christmas, because over $728 worth.
Somebody did.
Obviously, this was going on for a little while.
And according to the report, it said this has been going on from the 25th of November to the 20th of December.
So you see that's during the Christmas season.
Yeah.
So right away, I would say she knew what she was doing.
And what's really interesting, the sad part about this, the article brought out, ironically, Target was the subject of boycotts from this group, Moms for Liberty, last year for perpetual. Yeah. Yeah. And so, you can't make this stuff up. So she stole from the place that they boycotted. So I mean, even though she wasn't a part of it, as treasure, it just gets more weird after that. It reminds me of what my CEO, former CEO, God rest his soul, Jack Weekly, did. He always would check when you complained, he always would check your background first.
Yes.
And the wisdom that he showed doing that. A lot of times when people complain, nobody checks the complainer. They always think, they got to be right because they're going after the right stuff. I mean, think about Newt Gingrich was trying to go with, moral standards. And this dude was divorced so many times. It's not even funny. And people are like, wait a second. How could you, that don't even line up. But you know what I'm saying? And I think for a lot of people, they're not living the life that they're saying that they want to live. And as a Christian, none of us are perfect. However, shouldn't we make an attempt to live a holy and Christian life?
Yes.
Well, at least an honest one.
Right.
Yeah.
Even if you don't have Christ in your life, or pay attention to Christ being in your life, at least be honest.
Yes.
I mean, try.
Right.
I mean, try. Maybe she was trying. Maybe she has a problem. Maybe she needs a lot of prayer, obviously.
And obviously she needs a little bit of psychological help. Because honesty is a trait that is an admirable trait. There are some people you can see they're very honest. And some people you can see that, you have to watch them.
Or if they can get away with it.
If they can get away with it, they will.
and it becomes a problem where, I got away with it this time. They didn't notice, and so
Yes.
it just becomes a part of your character.
Normal life.
You know, I mean, they just caught her at Target. Who, I mean, doing skip scanning. $728. That's a lot of clothes right there.
Yeah.
Well, we don't know what it was. Maybe it was toys for the homeless or something.
Maybe.
Well, her homeless.
Well, she's got to add residence now if she was homeless.
Yeah, she's got 3 hats and a cot.
Yeah, so for a time being for this issue here. But I think the thing that we can pull from this as we get ready to close out is this. When you say you're living with values or trying to push values on people, you should live the very values that you're pushing. You should not be. Would you say, Dad?
That is correct.
I mean, I know I was taught from you all, I should live the values I teach and preach. Because that's what people judge you on. They don't really judge you on. We can have a disagreement on my value system, but for me not to live my values is more hypocritical of my system than me saying, "Oh, I and you see this all the time. That's why people stop coming to church because they see so many hypocrites. People,
and we see it so much in politics.
Yeah,
the values are just horrible.
Yeah,
that some politicians have. I'm not going to mention any names.
Please don't. Please don't.
And so, like I said, honesty is the best policy. Stuff I grew up on. You see in the world now where don't do as I say,
do as I do.
You know what I'm saying? It's just really, really sad today where you got a lot of people standing up for so-called morals and causes and then don't live it personally. It's very discouraging. So with that in mind, anybody have any last thoughts here before we close?
Honesty is always the best policy.
And obey the 10 commandments. It says, especially thou shalt not steal.
Mm-hmm. Hantie, you're not saying anything after that?
Obey is better than sacrifice.
Obedience. And folks, these are old sayings, but they're so true. Live to the values you try to represent. The best statement you can make of your life is be the example you tell others you want to be. So with that in mind, we'll see you next time on Mom and Dad Talks.